You doing okay this morning?
Yep.
Sorry to wake you up. Well, so my name's Tyler, this is Steve. How are you?
This is 42-year-old Amy Vilardi, and for the last 8 years, she's been living with a terrifying secret that these detectives are about to expose.
I got assigned the case about the homicide that happened in Pendleton in 2015. So we'd like to talk to you.
Oh my God.
In 2015, Amy's parents and grandparents were found brutally murdered inside their family home. And with no witnesses and no physical evidence connecting anyone to the murders, the case slowly goes cold.
Say hi, Amy.
Years after the homicides, Amy and her husband Ross had moved on, spending their newfound fortune on cars, a new house, and expensive exotic animals. But unbeknownst to everyone, the killers had been closer to home all along.
Amy's done what she promised she was going to do.
They're the ones who killed her. Deputies and stuff screwed up all the evidence.
You're dead smack in the middle of this thing.
We're not here because we think you did it or you might have did it. We know you did it. It's piling up, Ross. We don't want to roll the dice on this, I'm telling
you. We've been following this case closely for several years, working alongside police departments and legal experts to uncover every detail and bring you never-before-seen footage investigating South Carolina's most disturbing quadruple homicide. It's approximately 10:30 a.m. on a Monday morning, just after Halloween, when the Anderson County Sheriff's Office receives a frantic 911 call from what sounds like a house of horrors.
Anderson County 911 was location of emergency.
Oh my God. I need
Ma'am, I can't understand you. What's your address?
2217 Refuge Road.
Ma'am, tell me what's going on.
They did. Oh my God.
Is somebody hurt? Ma'am, I can't.
People in my mama's house and they're dead. There's blood everywhere.
Who are these people that are in the house?
It's my mom and my grandma and my Jenny and my stepdad.
On the line is 32-year-old Amy Vilardi, reporting that her entire family has been murdered. Within minutes, deputies rushed to the home, where the scene awaiting them would be even more brutal than Amy had led them to believe. Once officers step inside, they discover 3 victims: Mike Scott, Barbara Scott, and Violet Taylor, lying deceased on the living room floor. Several feet away, inside a bedroom, lies the 4th and final victim, Cathy Scott. Each family member appears to have suffered multiple stab wounds and a single gunshot wound to the head. As crime scene investigators begin processing the home, they discover a trail of shoe prints, a Clorox bleach bottle sitting in the kitchen sink, and 2 cell phones discarded outside, the only significant clues left behind by whoever carried out this brutal attack. Back outside, deputies speak with the 911 caller, Amy. She tells officers that she and her husband Ross live next door and became concerned after her mother, Cathy, failed to take her dog outside this morning. When Amy went to check on her, she says that's when she discovered the bodies of her parents and grandparents. After clearing the entire house and finding no murder weapon and very little physical evidence left behind, investigators grow increasingly concerned they're dealing with a ruthless and calculated killer, and that these may not be his first victims. At this stage, the only people on the investigators' radar are Amy and Ross, seemingly grieving relatives of the victims. However, later that evening, as news of the Scott family murders spreads across Anderson County, Amy's ex-husband, Neil, contacts police with some interesting information.
Said you were married to Amy previously?
I was her first husband. I believe she's capable of this. I say that because while we were married, she tried to stab me.
What brought on y'all's separation? The fight, or?
Actually, that was one of 3 fights. One, she just tried to charge me, trip her and lay her down on the ground and tell her not to come back after me. And the other time was a knockdown drag out, where I was told she hit me and one of my friends with a ball bat. I don't remember that. The separation was on adultery charges.
Did you get knocked out or something?
I blacked out.
Well, listen, Neil, I appreciate you calling in, and I'll keep your information handy.
Amy's violent history places her under suspicion, but that soon becomes the least of detectives' concerns, as she and Ross begin behaving in ways no genuinely grieving couple ever should. On Wednesday morning, acting on information from Amy's ex-husband, investigators quickly secure a search warrant for Amy's trailer and rush over. The moment they step inside, they're struck by a peculiar smell, one eerily similar to what they encountered at the murder scene. As the search continues, detectives uncover an unusual amount of cash, $68,000, bundled inside a bedroom safe, along with 18 firearms, all of which are seized as potential evidence. Considering Amy and Ross's modest lifestyle, this discovery immediately raises questions. After clearing the trailer, investigators ask Amy and Ross to come to the station for an opportunity to clear their names. And interestingly, both agree, almost as if they've been expecting this very moment. Once Amy and Ross arrive at the station, they're immediately asked if they're willing to undergo a polygraph test, something rarely requested of witnesses. Ross agrees and is the first to take a seat. But before asking about the murders, the examiner would begin by trying to better understand the man sitting across from him. And Ross is about to reveal something from his past that makes him almost impossible to break.
This is Mr. Lark.
I'm polygraphing them. I'm not law enforcement in any way, form, fashion. I do a lot of tests for law enforcement, but I don't have a gun or badge. Any medical problems you know about?
Physical or nothing physically wrong.
Any mental problem?
I am rated for 30% for PTSD.
Were you actually in combat, or I know you had embassy duty some kind.
Yeah, that was my last 3 years. My first 2.5, I was infantry unit.
So you was in combat the first 2.5 years you were there?
Yeah, and I only did one deployment, so it's not like I did like back-to-back deployments.
So you did one deployment in combat?
Yes, sir.
We're in Iraq?
You're correct, Iraq.
Now you've been in the Marines. You know what gunshot sounds like.
Oh yeah.
You know what screaming and everything sounds like.
Oh yeah.
You hear anything that was out of the ordinary?
Not out of the ordinary. Amy sleeps with our television on, and I hate to think that would be the reason why I wasn't able to go save someone.
Think Amy had anything to do with this?
No, I don't think she had anything to do with this.
Although Ross steers detectives away from Amy, his own background has started to draw attention to himself. Ross spent 5 years in the Marine Corps. During that time, he received extensive hand-to-hand combat training with knives, along with specialized instruction on how to resist interrogation if ever captured by the enemy. Realizing this, the examiner would allow Ross to share his thoughts on who could be responsible, and his answer would be unexpected, to say the least.
Who do you think did this?
I have no freaking clue.
You do it?
Did I do it? No.
What you got to tell me?
There's 3 possible scenarios that...
Okay. What are they?
1, Mike deals in a lot of gold. He buys and sells gold. He buys and sells guns. And he buys and sells video games and stuff like that. And maybe someone was disgruntled at a sale, or maybe someone noticed that he dealt in a lot of this stuff and figured they'd cash in. That's
okay.
That's one scenario that could be a slight possibility. The other one, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday of this past week. He had mentioned to me that he had seen Amy's ex-husband kind of skulking around. And then the third thing that I've kind of been thinking over the last couple of hours, well, not a couple of hours, but the last 24, is the last couple of weeks, Mike has, and it made kind of like a weird habit where he'll just kind of walk up to the end of the driveway and he'll just make a couple of circles and kind of look back and forth, and then he'll go up and walk up the road. So I don't know if that's something that is real suspect. I don't know if that's something that's relevant. But at this point, the detectives are telling me, hey, think of anything that might be out of the ordinary.
Unsurprisingly, none of Ross's theories involve himself or Amy. But now it's time for the polygraph, and detectives are about to find out whether years of Marine training are enough to help Ross beat it.
In any of your Marine training, y'all been talking about, have you got captured or anything about polygraph or anything?
If you get captured or whatever, you give them your name, your rank, social security number, blah, blah, blah. Don't give any other information, and so on and so forth.
Do you live in South Carolina?
Yes.
Regarding physically harming of those people, do you intend to answer truthfully each question?
Yes, sir.
Before last year, did you ever intentionally harm anyone?
No, sir.
Did you physically harm anyone in that house?
No, sir.
Is there something else you're afraid I'll ask you a question about?
No, sir. So you kept calling it a test. Did I pass my test?
Huh?
I was just joking. I said, keep calling it a test. Did I pass my test?
The examiner gives nothing away, leaving Ross in the dark about whether he passed or failed his polygraph. Meanwhile, Amy is brought into another room for her own test. Like Ross, she's about to be asked who she believes is responsible for her family's murders, and her answer would shift suspicion to someone already familiar to investigators.
This has probably gone through your head a million times since then. Tell me what your theory is.
A lot of different scenarios have went through my head.
Mm-hmm.
My ex-husband, who did not have a good relationship with my parents.
Mm-hmm. Can you think of a motive why he would be involved in something like that?
My mom and stepdad were pushing him for child support and pushing him to take care of his son, and
okay,
he was not doing that.
Okay. Tell me why you would not be involved in something like this.
I love my family. I love them. There's no way that I could, and especially the scene that was in there, I could never do that kind of thing.
Okay.
Although Amy attempts to steer detectives towards her ex-husband Daniel, they have no evidence linking him to the murders and are not considering him a suspect. But now it's time for the test. Unlike Ross, she's never been trained to withstand the pressure of a high-stakes interrogation, and as far as she knows, both her future and Ross's depend entirely on her results.
Okay, please sit still. The test is about to begin. Are the lights on in this room?
Yes.
Regarding whether you were involved in the deaths of any of those people in that double wide, are you going to tell me the truth today?
Yes.
Were you present when any of those people in that double wide were shot?
No.
Did you cause any of those injuries to any of those people in that double wide?
No.
Do you know the name of the person who caused any of those injuries to any of those people in that double wide?
No.
You may not be entirely satisfied with the way things are going
No.
right now.
Not at all.
Well, I'm just going to tell you right up front, you failed the crap out of this polygraph. Okay. There's no doubt in my mind that you are involved in some way, shape, or form in this. Okay.
Great.
Amy, it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. I mean, you failed the cowboy dog shit out of this test. You could not have done any worse. Their theory is that you're dead smack in the middle of this thing, and Ross is dead smack in the middle of it.
But didn't Ross pass his?
No. Hell no. No, he didn't pass it.
If you go smoke, you can come back and talk to us.
I would like to go talk to my lawyer in her office next. Thank you for your time.
Well, let me ask you this. My goal every time I do this is to be fair. Do you think I was fair to you today? Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
In reality, from this moment on, Amy would hold a grudge against the examiner, one that would stay with her for years. Despite failing the polygraph, the results alone aren't enough to prove guilt. Without a confession or physical evidence, detectives have no choice but to let the couple go. And before long, the investigation comes to a halt. As weeks turn into months, leads begin to dry up, and the case eventually goes cold. For a time, Amy continues giving public interviews, pleading for the killer to be found. But behind closed doors, life goes on for Amy and Ross. and it appears they've put the tragedy behind them. After inheriting the family's home, the couple begins renovating the very place where the murders took place. Once the work is complete, they move in and settle into a comfortable, new life, benefiting from the money left behind by the victims. During this time, Ross would spend nearly $40,000 on a Dodge Ram, a Mustang, 2 Harley-Davidson motorcycles, and a Yamaha personal watercraft. Eventually, the couple would sell the home and move to West Columbia, South Carolina. All the while, they would keep the truth hidden not only from investigators, but also from their own children, who were still too young to understand where all this newfound fortune had come from.
Come here, I'll show you some.
Yep, see ya. Hope you
Come here, look.
It's now 2023, and in an unexpected twist, the television series Cold Justice approaches the Anderson County Sheriff's Office with the hope of finally solving the case. And 8 years later, the investigation is officially reopened. Detective Tyler Duncan is assigned alongside veteran investigator Steve Spingola, and together, they're tasked with re-examining every piece of evidence collected back in 2015. And as he scrolls through years of Facebook posts, he comes across something unexpected. A video the couple would soon regret not deleting. Without this recording, detectives might have hit yet another frustrating dead end, especially since Amy's parents had no CCTV cameras surrounding their home. And it shows just how important reliable security can be, because when something happens, every second matters. That's why this video is sponsored by Simply Safe Home Security, to provide you with a trusted way to secure your own home. After I installed Simply Safe, I felt much safer at home knowing that if anything moves where it shouldn't, I'll be alerted immediately, along with real-life security pros who can quickly step in and help. Simply Safe's brand new Active Guard outdoor protection means those pros can see a suspicious person in my driveway and speak to them, flash the spotlights, even call police before a break-in ever happens. Old alarm systems wait until the door is kicked in. Active Guard tells the intruder, hands up, police are on the way, while they're still outside. The tech is smart enough to tell friends from foes, so your partner or the dog walker won't trigger a 3 a.m. panic. What I find myself using the most is their video doorbell, which sends me a notification whenever there's motion at my door, and even allows me to communicate with anyone at my door through its built-in speakers, saving me from porch pirates and keeping my packages safe. Their app even lets me arm or disarm the system, lock the front door, check every camera, and see that my studio is safe even when I'm not home. There are no long-term contracts, plans start at about $1 a day, and there's a 60-day money-back guarantee. And today, Simply Safe has a deal just for the Dr. Insanity crew. Save 50% on your Simply Safe security system when you sign up for a professional monitoring plan and get your first month free. Visit simplysafe.com/Dr. Insanity to customize yours. There's no safe like Simply Safe. With that said, let's return to the video that's about to spell serious trouble for Amy and Ross.
You guys keep calling the police.
Okay.
And you guys keep making calls.
I did not call no police. I don't know
Cathy
anything
and Mike
about.
called
I
the
don't
police
know
on us the
anything.
last 2 days.
I don't know what Cathy does. That's all right.
He's making calls for Amy and I.
That's
not
all
only
right.
for us personally, but
Amy
for our
and
business.
me, not Amy and I.
That's
Amy and me. You don't know you ain't your stupid.
Wow.
Really, Danny. Hold on, let me go get my grandmother, who's actually an English teacher, and we'll find out who's correct on that.
Okay.
Hey, why don't you have Grandma Lester come out here real quick?
I don't think your grandma wants to deal with this trash.
Please.
No. This is ridiculous at this point.
Can you?
Dad, you don't know doo-doo from feathers?
Yeah, that's right, Jamie. I'm illiterate.
Come here, I'll show you some.
Yep, see ya. Hope you
Come here, look.
This footage completely contradicts the story Amy and Ross had been telling police for years, becoming the first major lead Detective Duncan believes could finally crack the case. And so, after 8 years with virtually no progress, Detective Duncan prepares to pay Amy and Ross a visit, a couple who have spent nearly a decade believing they got away with murder. But what Detective Duncan is about to do is not without risks. Knowing the couple had already lawyered up in the past, detectives know they have only one chance to get this right or risk the case going cold for good. On December 11th at 8 a.m., Detective Duncan and Spingola head to Amy and Ross's new home in West Columbia, South Carolina, more than 100 miles from where the murders took place. Once they arrive, the people inside the house have no idea their lives are about to be turned upside down forever.
You ready?
Let's go. There we go.
Hey,
How's it going?
you Ross?
Cool.
I'm Tyler Duncan. I'm with Anderson County Sheriff's Office. This is Steve.
I got it. How's it going?
I got assigned the case about the homicide that happened in Pendleton in 2015.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to go around basically and start from the beginning. And since is Amy here?
She is, yeah.
So since she's the one that called 911, I think you were there also.
Yeah, well, I mean, I showed up just after you called.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'd like to talk to you. We're kind of starting from the beginning of the case and going back through.
Yeah, man, my house is a mess right now.
Well, that's what we can actually go.
We'll sit in the
We can go sit in the car here and talk
Got
to
some
you.
reports in there.
All right, do you want to talk to both of us at the same time?
We'll talk to you separately,
Okay.
and we'll talk. If you want to come on out, we'll talk to you, and then we can talk to her. Okay.
After Ross steps out of the house and walks towards the detective's vehicle, all three men know this could very well be their final standoff. The detectives have the element of surprise and the couple's unsettling digital footprint, while Ross relies on a rock-solid story backed by years of Marine training. The stakes have never been higher, as the couple's future now rests entirely in Ross's hands.
Did we wake you up? Oh, I'm sorry. So if you just want to start from the kind of the beginning of what you remember, and we'll go from there.
All right. Well, this will be fun because that was quite a while ago. I went out to run my errands. I didn't really notice anything out of the ordinary that I could see, or that morning when Amy got up, she had noticed that her mom's dogs had not been taken out yet, which was weird because her mom takes her dogs out every morning. So she went out there to see why her mom's dogs hadn't been taken out. She let her mom's dogs out into the dog run, and she went up to the house to, knock on the door, see if her mom maybe wasn't feeling well, see if something was going on that she didn't tell Amy about. So she opened it up, walks in, and that's when she apparently found the scene that she found. She went bolting back out of the house. I believe that's when she made the call. I think she called 911 before she called me, if I remember correctly.
From the start, detectives immediately notice a few things. Ross struggles to maintain eye contact, and the story he's telling is one they've already partially verified. On the day of the murders, surveillance footage captured Ross at a nearby Quick Trip, seemingly supporting his account. But what appeared to clear Ross of suspicion 8 years earlier would eventually become one of the strongest pieces of evidence against him. For now, Ross's story matches his original account, but as he continues talking, small changes would begin to emerge, giving detectives an unexpected lead.
Can you describe, I guess, your relationship with Mike and Cathy?
Yeah. So at first, when Amy and I first started dating, my relationship with Mike was really great, actually. Cathy is one of those people that, if you don't understand her, she's hard to swallow. But overall, she was a really good person, I think. It's just some of her mannerisms were a little bit, we'll say, fun. There was a couple things that kind of were red flags, but I don't know if they have anything to do with this or not. One of them was at really weird times and weird hours of the day and night, I would see Mike walking around the perimeter of the property talking to himself. And something like this, where does your investigation what do you guys normally follow in cases? TV shows that I watch always say, follow the money, right? That's one of the biggest things. Follow the money, and you find out where the real motives are.
Interestingly, this follow the money approach will prove to be the key to solving the case, but not in the way Ross thinks. After a few more minutes, Ross's interview comes to an end, and he's asked to let Amy know it's her turn. As detectives wait for her, they know the last time Amy spoke to law enforcement, she sat silently as they angrily confronted her over failing a polygraph test. But now, Amy's attitude would be very different, and detectives are about to see how 8 years of carrying a terrifying secret had changed her.
He's the victim.
Oh, I got that very quickly.
Yep.
Very quickly.
He's mad.
And he goes on and on and on.
Benefited from this. What an excellent.
But follow the money.
Follow the money.
You could tell that he's...
Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah.
And crying, you know.
And every time he's talking, he would look, and then when he would go to answer, and again, I don't, but he can't look at you in the face. His timeline is extremely off. You can just hop in the passenger seat. Okay, well, we can stand outside. You doing okay this morning?
Yeah.
Sorry to wake you up. Well, so my name's Tyler, this is Steve.
How are you?
But when we start with a case, you know, what we consider a cold case, we want to start from the beginning. That's how I operate. I hope you have no bad feelings with me. I'm sorry that maybe the county or somebody has irritated you. I can only imagine.
Irritation, you know, you get pretty irritated about lies.
I understand.
And stuff going around.
I understand.
Everything else and how that affects your children.
Certainly.
And
but we're trying to do right by your mother, your grandmother, and then obviously Mr. Scott and his mom. So
I don't know if y'all are redoing it and y'all gonna do it justice, and that would be wonderful.
Despite Amy claiming she's okay with the case being reopened, her defensive demeanor tells detectives otherwise. After reviewing the original case file, Detective Duncan knows that confronting Amy directly has never worked. So, learning from their previous experience, he decides to take an opposite approach to get to the bottom of what Amy truly feels about the victims.
What do you remember? What can you help us with? Where should we look?
I mean, obviously you got to know finding dead people doesn't really leave you in the right state of mind. Can do things to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And then everything that ensued, I mean, honestly, I can't even tell you. I can barely remember the funerals. I don't really remember much about being inside the house anymore. I think I've blocked that out. That's just how it's going to have to be at this point, because I've got children. I've got to be here for them, and I can't be in a loony bin. We had another girl that was working for us. She was around at the time, here and there. Roxy.
You said her name was Roxy?
Yeah, Roxy Ford.
How about Ross was telling us a little bit about like the relationship between, like, I guess y'all and the family. And I guess it was good, and then something happened?
Yeah, I mean, what happened? A lot of people should remember what happened. We got into it around 4th of July or something with Mike. It didn't have much to do with my mom and my grandmother, of course. My father died when I was 18, so I didn't need another father because I was 23 and had my own kid. And there had always been issues there for years, but way before this. So he had issues with a couple of my ex-husbands. He had issues with a couple of my friends.
Now, this is Mike?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really hate to tell you all this. It probably sounds horrible coming from me, but he wasn't a nice person.
For the first time in 8 years, Amy admits she never had a good relationship with her stepfather, but detectives would later learn her resentment towards him went far deeper. She also points Duncan and Spingola towards her friend and former employee, Roxy, someone detectives now need to interview as soon as possible. Before wrapping up, Detective Spingola has one more question for Amy, one they would return to again and again throughout the investigation.
How are things going financially at that time, okay?
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, nothing.
No problems?
Nothing abnormal. I mean...
And you tried to cooperate. I know you've answered questions before.
Yeah.
You took a polygraph?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
They were like, they wouldn't even tell me. They acted like I did something horrible on it, you know, and it's not that I haven't wanted to cooperate. It's just you get to a certain point and you see where things are going and you're like, you know what, this is bullshit.
Okay.
Your loss, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you for talking to us.
Take care.
She can't remember anything because she doesn't remember her lies. Am I wrong?
Despite Amy's best attempts, detectives know her account is full of lies, even more so than Ross's. Still, at this stage, they have nothing concrete tying either Amy or Ross to the murders, and the couple knows it. Once detectives return to the station, both sides realize they're at a pivotal point in the investigation, as the next 24 hours could determine whether Amy and Ross walk free or spend the rest of their lives behind bars. The following morning, Detective Scotty Hill and Prosecutor Kelly Siegler follow up on the previous day's leads and decide to pay a visit to Amy's former co-worker, Roxy. The detective's hunch is that Amy believes this interview will strengthen her alibi, but by introducing a new potential witness, whatever Roxy is about to say now has the power to shift the investigation in either the detectives or the couple's favor.
Hey, Roxy, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing fine.
Come on in.
Basically, what we've decided to do is start this case from the beginning and work it like it's never been worked before.
Okay.
Do everything we can. So obviously, you were kind of a big deal in the early days of the case. You worked for Ross and Amy, right? Now, how was she to work for?
Cool. Laid back. We joked around a lot. Never took anything too serious. I think I seen Cathy and what was his name? Mike. At the shop, the grooming shop, twice. And the first time everything was great, and then the second time they came, it wasn't good. It was kind of, I was in the back grooming, so I didn't hear everything that was going on, but just watching the body language and hearing what they were saying at the time, it was something to do with money.
Okay.
Because afterwards, Amy had talked about how she was going to keep her kids away from Cathy and Mike. And that's when they just went kapoots from there. They never got along after that. And then throughout working there, she'd always tell me about how she was treated growing up and all of that. So.
What kind of stuff would she say about how she was treated?
She told me that she was always a daddy's girl, and when her dad passed away, I think she said her dad had he was working on a car and it crushed him and he was placed in the hospital. And her mom decided to pull the plug on him, and she said she was only 13 and so she didn't really have a say-so, but she always hated her mom for that.
What Roxy has just revealed could provide detectives with one of the strongest motives behind the murders, as Amy's hatred towards her mother over the decision to remove her father from life support had only deepened over the years. And as detectives wrap up the interview and relay their findings to Duncan and Spingola, Amy and Ross are completely unaware that their luxurious life is about to come crashing down. While Amy and Ross continue enjoying their freedom, Duncan and Spingola drive over to two people who knew the victims better than almost anyone else, their closest friends, Stan and Mary. To see if their stories match, detectives decide to interview them separately. And while they expect to hear more unsubstantiated claims, they're about to uncover much more than that.
Will you just hop in the passenger seat so we can sit down and talk about what happened back in 2015 real quick? We're investigating the case again, going through everything, and that's kind of why, we can kind of talk in private a little bit and just see. I know at some point in time, I think you had called and talked with some detectives back then and stuff. So
I did, because I felt like I needed to tell them what I knew about what Barbara had told me.
I kind of come on the case earlier this year. Started reviewing it and stuff.
I hope you catch it, man. I tell you what, we were with them
Cathy was here that Friday before. We don't know exactly when she died, either Friday night or Saturday, whatever. But she and Kelly and we told the first people we were really good friends. She cleaned our house, but Mike and I were good friends, and we sent food home for them. Our food was in their refrigerator when they died.
I'd say at least 3 months before that happened, she was just a nervous wreck over what was going on up there in that house. And then that last time I went, that was just a few days before that happened. Barbara was just, she was beside herself, crying and going on about how Amy, something bad was going to happen because Amy just seemed like she just hated their guts.
I think the week that he died, or the weekend that he died, I think he told his boss that he knew he was going to die.
Do you know why he would say that?
He was going to get killed.
He was that afraid?
Yeah, he just knew. I think they might have, I don't remember all of that stuff, but,
To the detective's surprise, neither Stan nor Mary believe these murders came out of nowhere. Their accounts suggest this may have been a planned attack, potentially explaining why so little evidence was left behind. But what stood out to Stan and Mary even more was the couple's behavior in the days after the murders, convincing them that one of the Vilardis is indeed the killer.
Did you go to the funeral, man? Anything unusual at the funeral?
Weird.
Weird? Why?
For them just to come in like they were all upset and concerned about what had happened, that just didn't seem normal to me. I don't know.
Do you remember anything unusual happened at the funeral? Anything that stuck out in your mind?
Do I have to say that?
Yeah.
I don't want to say it.
You know, we're trying to put this together.
She was dressed like a...
Red? Red dress?
I don't remember the color of the dress, but short dress, boots and all that kind of stuff. Kelly will be able to tell you more than I can on that.
If she wasn't speaking to them or having anything to do with them, I don't know why she decided she'd come in and check on them.
What did you think happened?
The minute I heard it, I thought, Amy's done what she promised she was going to do. I've never even considered it being anybody else.
When you heard they were murdered, what was your first thought?
They killed her.
What makes you say that?
They did. They're the ones that killed her. And y'all know that too. So several people have told me, just don't have the proof. And what I was told, and I don't know, maybe your sheriff told me that, but they went in over there. The deputies and stuff thought it was a murder and screwed up all the evidence.
After speaking with Stan and Mary, detectives Duncan and Spingola know they're closing in on a breakthrough. They just hope it comes fast enough before the couple disappears. Over the following weeks, Duncan and Spingola conduct dozens more interviews with family members and friends, re-examining every piece of evidence to see whether anything had been overlooked over the years. And that's when they come across something peculiar. Amy had insisted from the beginning the $60,000 recovered from her home was her savings. But as investigator Duncan digs deeper, he discovers Amy and Ross's dog grooming business had been earning far less than they originally claimed. That's when Spingola uncovers something critical. While reviewing the victim's phone records, he finds that just days before his death, Mike had photographed stacks of cash to prove to a seller that he had enough money for an upcoming purchase. But upon closer inspection, the serial numbers in this photograph exactly match the cash seized from Amy and Ross's home. Then comes their biggest breakthrough yet. Duncan and Spingola revisit the CCTV footage from the morning of November 1st and identify the shoes Ross was wearing, red Asics Speedstar sneakers. When they compare them to the bloody footprint left at the scene, the match is undeniable. Nearly a decade later, Detective Duncan finally has the concrete physical evidence he's been searching for. On the morning of December 20th, detectives return to the couple's home for what they believe will be their final visit. Once they arrive, they spot Ross's brand new Ford Mustang, confirming the couple hadn't disappeared. While Amy refuses to speak with them this time, Ross agrees to another interview. After 8 years without an arrest, Ross is convinced any evidence against him simply doesn't exist. But he's about to get a reality check, and his final chance to explain away the damning evidence stacks stacked against him.
Hey, so we just want to ask you a couple more things and we're going to get out of here, okay? So there was something that had come up while we was looking through the file. Do you remember owning like a red pair of shoes?
Red pair of shoes?
ASIC Speed Star shoes.
Don't recall those.
So there was a video on your phone of you wearing these ASIC Speed Star shoes.
Yeah, okay, I remember those shoes.
What happened to the shoes? Because I don't think they never found the shoes.
That's a good question, because I have no idea. Possibly thrown away.
So the reason that I ask is we found, this is from crime scene photos, and these are confirmed to be ASIC Speed Star shoes.
Okay.
Inside, and they have blood droplets on them. And interestingly enough, you're at the Quick Trip wearing those shoes the night of the murders.
I have no idea how those shoes would have had any kind of blood on them. I mean, obviously I was wearing them at a Quick Trip on the 31st.
Well, and they never found the clothes either that you were wearing.
I mean, I can understand where that would look like to be a problem, but again, I don't know where the shoes are at the moment, and I don't remember whatever happened to those particular shoes. If something were to have happened that I had done, it would be stupid for me to wear them into the house and then wear them after that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They were never found. So it's almost like you got rid of them. And y'all did benefit from the murders, okay? Because you got a lot of money. We've been through your financials, okay?
We didn't get a lot of money from this.
Y'all were struggling all up until the murders. The money found in your safe, there's money photos from Mike's computer that match the same serial numbers as the money that was found in the safe. So it's not savings. That's money that was found inside of Mike and Cathy's house that Mike was saving, and y'all took it after you killed him. Okay?
Absolutely.
And I'm telling you right now, we're going to prove it.
Or you can roll the dice, and when that jury comes back, I'm telling you, like you said, it's not going to be pretty here. We're not here because we think you did it or you might have did it. We know you did it. Okay, we're just here as a courtesy. It's piling up, Ross.
So you're telling me that, and if you guys said you went through my financials,
right?
You saw where I had made the money.
And we saw where you spent it.
No, you didn't.
Yes, we did.
Because I did not.
Cars. Your car was even a repoed, buddy. I'm not trying to scare you here, but
that's actually absolutely what you're trying to do.
Well, I'm not. You said it the best. Follow the money. We did that. It led right into your single wide. I'm just telling you.
Using Ross's own words against him, Detective Duncan and Spingola followed the money, and ironically, it led detectives straight back to him. For the first time, Ross begins to realize he and Amy may not be as untouchable as they once believed. But even then, he's convinced detectives still don't have enough to secure a conviction, and he's about to show them just how confident he really is.
Let's just play this out in a hypothetical, right?
Right.
Let's say a deal happens.
Right.
What kind of deal would that be?
I don't know, Ross. Here's the deal. That's a very bad analogy. Here's the thing, sir. Without a deal, there's no hope. Do you believe that? I want you to go and you think about this.
I understand that, but my point being is you guys just brought up my kids,
right?
My wife,
right?
My family,
right?
Mine is going to be better than Amy's because I came to the trough first, right?
Right.
So prison time, no matter what. Amy, prison time, no matter what. So now you're talking about both of us are going to prison. My 3 kids in here, they grew up without a father and a mother. Granted, my mother would be more than willing to take them. I understand that.
We're not the ones who put you on this predicament, okay? Y'all made a decision for whatever reason, okay, to do what y'all did.
You say we made a decision.
Just telling you.
Wall. I understand it. We make decisions under stress.
Now you have 8 years, whatever. Now you're going to have to deal with the consequences.
For almost 10 years now, no one has found anything enough to come down here and bother me, or my wife, or my family. For 8 years, nothing's been enough to come down here. But now all of a sudden, 8 years later, there's enough evidence to come bother me. Why or how?
And we found the missing pieces.
Okay.
Okay, and I just showed you
one of them.
them.
Why is it 8 years later the missing pieces have just finally, quote-unquote fallen into place?
I can't answer that because I wasn't the ones that was investigating this case before I got it.
So tell me where they fell short.
I don't know.
I can't plead guilty to something that...
Ross, don't go there. Don't go there anymore, please. I have a lot of respect for you.
All
Don't
right.
go there anymore.
All right. I
did my job and you did yours. You understand it?
Yep.
That's it. That's the bottom line. No more bull here.
All right. I won't. Then if that is where we are, then at this juncture, it is time for me to hop out of the truck, and I probably will be contacting an attorney.
All right.
Well, you're free to go. Okay.
All right.
Yep. You guys have a nice drive back to Anderson.
Despite Ross still refusing to admit to the horrific crime he and Amy committed, Duncan and Spingola no longer need his confession. The evidence speaks for itself. Later that day, both Amy and Ross are arrested and transported to the Anderson County Detention Center, where they are charged with 4 counts of murder. Based on 8 years of findings, this is what investigators believe happened on the night of October 31st, 2015. Around 11 p.m. that night, Amy and Ross walked the short distance from their trailer to the Scott family home. Because they were family, detectives believe they were able to enter the house without forcing their way inside. Investigators believe Mike Scott was attacked first before he had a chance to defend himself. Cathy Scott, Barbara Scott, and Violet Taylor all suffered slash wounds, which investigators concluded were the fatal injuries. After they had already died, each victim was then shot in the head. Detectives believe Amy and Ross then took the cash Mike kept inside the home before leaving the scene. 2 days after the murder, Amy returned to the house and placed the 911 call reporting she had discovered the bodies. In February 2026, Amy is found guilty on all 4 counts of murder and sentenced to 4 life sentences. As of August 2026, Ross remains behind bars awaiting trial. If convicted, he too could receive 4 life sentences, 1 for each victim.